Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Toyin Umesiri. I know it's been a while. It's been super busy this week. How are you doing? If you're online, do drop a note, say hello. How has your week been? It's Friday. I'm super excited, even though tomorrow I still have spillover work tomorrow with the masterclass I'm holding tomorrow. So today, I just wanted to come online, check on you, and just talk a little bit about what we're doing tomorrow and a few changes we're making around the Trade with Africa network. And I'm trying to get my finger. Okay, this way. So, good morning, good afternoon. I'm here in Chicago. I think I need to say that more because yesterday someone had reached out to us and I called them and they were like, "Oh, are you here in Nigeria?" I'm like, "No, I'm not there. I'm in Chicago." And the person was like, "Oh, it felt when I was watching you, it felt like you were here in my country." I was like, "Oh, I'll take that as a compliment. That means we're resonating, we're connecting. But guess what? I'm thousands of miles away in Chicago." Good morning, Pata Mbella. Where are you joining us from? Hi. Just drop a note, say hi, say hello. Let us know where you're joining us from, and I'll give you a shout out. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The week has been really great, really busy. In fact, I'm ending the week on a really high note. Because I sense a lot of excitement when it comes to Africa. So for me, UK. Okay, so it's good afternoon to you or good day. um, nice to have you join today. So as I was saying, there's so much excitement for me. I'm heading this week on a very high note. It's really, really exciting because for years, right? For years, we've been on this mandate just saying trade with Africa, engaging with stakeholders from all over the world. We're in our fourth year of our Trade with Africa, the annual Trade with Africa Business Summit. We've been engaging at the highest levels and all of that. And with COVID, what happened was I kind of took a moment to say, hey, I think I need to hold people's hands more. And that's when we really grounded the Trade with Africa network, right? And this network has grown with more than 500% in just this year. So let me just share some changes we're making. Now, this network is no longer free. When we were growing it, we were like, come on, come all, join the network. Now it's growing really fast. It's no longer free. But what we're doing now is it's now a subscription where you sign up. Right now it's at a relative very low rate, monthly rate, which is going to go up when we get into 2021. But it's another opportunity to encourage people to get in the network. So with the Trade with Africa network, what we are now designing is with one monthly subscription rate, you can now access our master classes, our training, our exclusive events, a lot of activities right here. So, for example, the trade and investment facilitation masterclass tomorrow. This is a masterclass that is of value of, thousands of dollars, and I've delivered that training to government officials in Africa, to private sector. This is like the third class that I'll be holding tomorrow. What the change I've now made this week is if you're an upgraded member of the Trade with Africa network, you can now attend this masterclass as part of your benefits. That's one of the major changes because for me, I'm trying to manage my calendar. I'm trying to streamline everything that I do. So focusing on this network is what we'll be doing going forward. That's a big change for us. It's our export development training will be here. Our exclusive content will be in that network. Exclusive information, master classes, workshops, training would now be controlled in the network. Even the AFCFTA roundtable, report, we're going to be putting it here. Everything is going to be going into the network. And for members of the network, you'll be getting all of this as a benefit. So that way, for me, I can just know that my commitment is to the network. My, the information that we have We push it to the network. Like yesterday, I was sharing that I was part of a discussion with, government on the continent, talking about the leather industry and advancing that space. So I get pulled into some incredible engagements, incredible conversations, and now I can, carry the network along. So that's one of the biggest things we're doing now. Is the network is no longer free. For months now, I've been saying, oh, join the network, not really sure directionally where we were going to take it. And I tell you, hundreds of people from all over the world took advantage of that call. Now it's no longer free. We're still inviting you to join at a monthly subscription rate to access all of the benefits we were putting together for the network. And in 2021, that rate goes up. So that's one of the biggest things that came out of this week, is that going forward, we're making changes. We're not going to be doing things exclusively for our network membership. We still have our Trade with Africa Business Summit. We still have our AFCFTA roundtable coming up next month. I'm also working with the African Export Import Bank to do an activation for their intra-African trade fair. So there's still different things we have going on. Today, in about 30 minutes, I'll be speaking at another summit. So I'll keep making myself available in that fashion. But I tell you, the biggest value would be for network members. So I see Bassem Lukil. Your last name really looks very familiar. You come from there's a group of family members with that last name, and I followed some of their work. I think maybe that's you or one of the families. Please drop a note. Where are you joining from? So yes. So today I want to quickly just talk about Africa trade and investment. What are we doing about it? What are you doing about it? What does it mean to you? So over the years, as we've engaged with stakeholders from all over the world, several themes have emerged in terms of questions that people have posed to us, evaluating what clients have been saying, what people are trying to accomplish, the various stakeholders. And all of that information is what I've now packed into the 3-hour trade and investment facilitation masterclass. I tell you, in 2021, we're going to structure that class differently. It's 3 hours, but it's 3 hours is not really enough. It's going to be in 2021. I see it as being more of maybe a 3-week, 4-week engagement where maybe 2 hours each week. We take people through, so they have assignments, they go, they come back, all of that. It's going to be more of, and I'm thinking out loud. That's something I do. I always explore different things. So I'm thinking in 2021, it's going to look different as we keep refining that class. It's going to be more of a coaching masterclass session, multi-week engagement. But for right now, for benefits of those that are members of the network, or you can also sign up. It's 3 hours and it's structured. It takes you through the value of trade versus aid. It tells you about digital disruption. It tells you about prosperity, individual prosperity, national prosperity, because this is a masterclass that we deliver to both government officials and private sector. So a couple of weeks ago, I actually trained 14 countries, government representatives from 14 countries. So export promotion agencies, investment promotion agencies, like ministries of trade and investments, and then embassy personnel, like the trade desk, the trade commissioners, those type of individuals. So basically what we're saying is that when we say trade with Africa, people have said, okay, yes, Toyin, we've paid attention. What next? What next is that you need to know how to engage, how to structure deals, how to engage, who are the stakeholders, what are the stakeholders looking for, how do you message with them? So if you have exports, how do you position that? If you're trying to drive investment, whether for you personally or for your nation, how do you go after that? Export development, export strategy. Even we were part of that class, we also present the Trade with Africa framework that talks about the pillars of growth and how you can use that to advance the conversation as well. So yeah, I'm super excited because this is a tried and tested class that we've delivered to the top people, and they've given us feedback and we keep refining it. And that's why I was saying that I think in 2021 we are going to structure it differently, making it more hands-on coaching and more make it more over several weeks. And at that time, when we structure it, it's going to really carry the full cost, which is thousands of dollars, right? We're going to really structure it differently, and there's going to be also be a lot of hands-on. But for now, the one tomorrow is 3 hours long, fully packed, and I'm so excited for that. So I invite you to join us. You can join the network Nazaru Nazaru.trade, and once you join, you'll be able to immediately sign up for events. We have an event section that talks about all of the events we have. Okay, and so what other questions do you have on your mind? Because that class is really answering the questions on people's minds. How do I attract investment? How do I sell? A lot of questions around how do I sell my products? Oh, I'm looking for buyers. Um, how do you pitch your product? Um, just a whole lot of questions in terms of legal. We also have a lot of lawyers, right? Looking at trade facilitation, what's their role when it comes to trade facilitation? How can they engage? We also have the policy leaders. A lot of times I've seen that the policy leaders, a lot of the policies they've been implementing as primarily focused on external actors the interest of external actors within their nation versus looking at their GDP and seeing what activities they should go in get involved in. And I get pulled into those conversations. I mean, yesterday I was part of another conversation that was with a government official that was extensive, and we're going to be doing some work with them as well. So for us, we get pulled into different things. And for me, my commitment now is realizing that so many more people out there are looking for ways to engage. If you're one of those people looking for ways to engage, Nazaru, my company, that's our commitment to help you win, to help you plug in the whole narrative, for us to help you, to guide you in terms of what the opportunities are, and also understand, what skills you're bringing to the table and help you on that journey. So that's our commitment. That's my commitment to you. And I've seen a lot of growth indicators this year. I mean, with COVID-19 was a year we basically said full steam ahead. When it came to moving to digital for us, we took advantage of that. And for example, in April, I launched a new newsletter on LinkedIn, for example. And I remember when that newsletter was like 0 subscribers, I was like, okay, let's put this knowledge out there. And today, from 0, it's gone to over 5,000 subscribers. So thank you everyone that has subscribed to that newsletter. I'm telling you, when it was like 300 people, I was like, yes. I was like a kid in the candy store saying, yes, 300 people signed. And today when I look at it and I see over 5,200, I'm like, who are these people? Where are they? Okay, and then I also asked what are they interested in seeing? What knowledge are they looking for? And how can we package this and how can we bring this information? Because at Nazaru, we support this journey, through trade facilitation, through, market insights, training, consulting, trade events. We do this in different ways because we know there are different stakeholders, and what each of those stakeholders are looking for looks very, very different. So I just want to acknowledge that as well. So I invite you to join us. We are going to be having a lot of fun going forward. We've been having fun, right? We've been establishing, we've been connecting, we've been sharing, we've been engaging, we've been networking. People have been doing business. They've been connecting with one another because when you join this network, the first thing you want to do, put your picture, just like you have on LinkedIn or Facebook, put your picture and write your bio. Let people know what you're looking for. Let people know what you can do for them. I always tell people that at a minimum, be clear with your communication. When it comes to global trade, regional trade, you cannot be like, wishy-washy. Just put your name, put your company information, let people know what you're looking for, let people know what you can do for them because it's a transaction, it's value for value. If you just come and say, I'm looking for this, then people will say, okay, if you're looking for this, that's fine for you. What else can you do for us? Right? What else can you do for us? So make sure you have those two things covered, what you can do for people and what it is you're looking for. And that group right there, you find people reaching out to you. It's a high density concentration of trade with Africa stakeholders. You have government, people involved right there, Ghana government, Nigerian. We just have, we have, you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. The type of people that we've attracted with our work. And now, like I was sharing before, I'm looking forward to bringing greater value for the community. That's the new announcement, is that I'm putting our, like our export AGOA, for example, we have AGOA training, we're making it available to members of the network. We're going to have, like, we also have like business development, because at the end of the day, the foundation of international trade is you have to know the basics of establishing a solid business, value proposition, building your value proposition and all of that. So we actually have business development training. We have sales development training. For me, for those who know or may not know, I also have brands. I'm coming from the retail world. And in the future, I would love to teach people when it comes to retail knowledge as well. Because when you have brands and you have cashew nuts or coconuts, part of the gap that we've identified is that Africans are playing at the raw commodity level, not at the brand level. So we do have to take people through that journey of, let's say, cashew. Lorry in Kwara State, Nigeria, produces a lot of cashew. But today, you have certain players, I won't mention names, they go there, export it out of Lorry, Kwara, and then they import it into places like Vietnam. They roast it in Vietnam and then they bring it into the US market. What we are doing is we are disrupting that right now. We've been working on things behind the scene for a while, but we are disrupting that with, when you bring it in directly into the US market, roasted or we roast it here. Basically, you bring it in free of duty under AGOA. Let me say that again. The African Growth and Opportunity Act allows you to bring 6 to 7 thousand products from sub-Saharan African countries in good standing, right? It allows you to bring those things in directly into the US market free of duty and without quota. It's been there for 20 years, but now we're trying to bring this knowledge out because people are not using it. So I see Mohammed Ab- Abdul from Nairobi, Kenya. Welcome. I see Bilson Asare from Ghana. Welcome, Joe. Thank you for joining us. I see Sheikh Kieta. Hi. You said from Maryland. Good day. Good to see you. I see Juma, Bruno. Yeah, see, I'm brave. I'm very brave in calling out these names. I should just stay with the first name. Juma, you're joining us from Tanzania. Thank you so much for joining us. It's such an honor, such a privilege to be able to do this and engage with people from all over the world. And usually we leave this video out because a lot more people actually watch it after. Because sometimes we are there in a meeting, they're in the office, they're not able to join live. So we always leave this video out there as well. So do drop a comment if you're part of the replay group that wants to watch this. So yes, as I was saying, so the practicality of producing product, like if you look at the last thing I posted on my profile, we're moving on. I'm moving on. Like I have my beauty line, there's some things we're doing in the fashion world. I love that space. I'm coming from retail, and in the future I would love to teach people, members of the network, how to do product development, right? So it's product development, whether you're taking your cashew and you're deciding to roast it into a product, into a packaged product, or your coffee, or your teas, or skincare. Africa has all the raw commodities that, Moruna oil, argan oil coming out of Morocco, the shea butters. Like Africa is like the the most blessed continent in the world, with the diamonds. I had some conversations, you know um with representatives from Botswana. I'm telling you, those conversations I have, I wish sometimes you could be a fly on the wall. Like I could record it. Like there are some things I've recorded, I've shared in the past for those that have been following us for years. I just get pulled into some amazing, amazing engagement, whether in the government space or in the private sector. And for me now is how do I carry this network group, along on that journey? So from retail, I tell you, I know more than a thing or two about retail. I worked, for the largest retailer in the world, the largest company, Walmart. I was responsible for, apparel merchandising strategy, managing that, coordinating with all the executives at one point. At one point, I also was responsible for implementing the global sourcing platform. That's how Walmart buys everywhere in the world in terms of the auctions, the RFI, vendor qualification, qualification, all of those processes, the check boxes, minority supplier check boxes, factory certification. I'm telling you, um, part of what I'm trying to do is now all of that knowledge. How do I bring it together, package it, and deliver it to other people that can do things with it? Because for us, for me in particular, I'm building brands. My lipstick line actually, my fresh retail packaging arrived. I don't know if people saw the last post I just put on my social media. I've been working on the like a refreshed packaging because we're going to be streamlining the supply chain. So that packaging was like, oh, it was like when it came, I was dancing around. I was like, yes, 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 this looks better than I designed it to be in terms of executing on that. So these are things that knowledge, in terms of working with labs, the best labs to do product development, the branding, the marketing. We also have the trademark. These are all knowledge that I'm using and I'm doing my own thing. But I feel like my commitment is that I want to share and teach and grow as many people that are serious players in this space because many more people, this is the gap that as Africa has, right? The value chain, not just playing in the chain of shea butter, but playing in the skincare industry, not just playing in the raw cacao. Some people call it cocoa, some people say cacao, not just playing in the raw space. Africa produces 40% of the global cacao in the world, but they don't play in the chocolate industry. They're not just playing in the raw cashew nut industry, but you're not playing in the gluten free space. I'm telling you, it's crazy, guys. This is the time I'm saying, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. You've got everything you need, but knowledge is power. And the people who use that knowledge will not teach you. Like nobody does what I'm doing. I mean, you can go out there and start searching, expert development, I go out training. Good luck finding it. Nobody does this. And for me, I have to be strategic how I go about educating people. And that's why the new change I just shared is the Trade with Africa network is where that knowledge base is going to be stored. So we already have multiple training happening. Like immediately you sign up, you're going to be accessing hours and hours and hours of training. And then if you sign up today, like before tomorrow, you can join me 9 a.m. Central Time, Chicago time, live for 3 hours session. I'm telling you, where I'm going to be available to you. We're going to run you through some amazing content that, in fact, I've delivered to government officials. You're going to be having your hands around that. You're going to be better prepared than all other, than most. So do that today. If you want to join us for the next session tomorrow morning, you need to do that right now. So let me see if there's any question. Muhammad Abdul says retail business is much interested topic in absolutely. See, I'm coming from the most highly sophisticated retail landscape in the world. That's where I'm coming from. Um, that's where I'm coming from, and that's why everything that I've done, whether with our Trade with Africa Business Summit, whether the Trade with Africa Network, whether the AFCFTA roundtable, whether our engagement with African Union or the African Export Import Bank or other stakeholders or the clients that we serve with knowledge, it's always top notch. It's best in class. It's global standards because for me, I used to develop strategy, and the portfolio was $250 million of technology backend infrastructure spend. And that's where I'm coming from. So a lot of times people don't know my background, but the way we're doing this is because we know what the future needs to look like. I've been there, I've seen it. But I have to, my commitment is now, how do I take as many people as serious players through this journey? And I know so many more people would listen, would just stay on the sideline and watch us do what we're doing. And that's fine, right? That's okay. I know a lot of people just want to be entertained. A lot of people just want to see what we're doing, and that's okay. But if you want to be in the field, being in the field, doing the work, not talking about it. I mean, doing the work. That's what we're about. I mean, just this morning, you know, someone just reached out and say, "Hey, this is what we're trying to do." Excuse me. You know, this is what we're trying to do, and I basically walk them through. This is how we are going to help you achieve your goal. That's what we can do. So, the other thing is, if you're looking for strategy, if you're looking for consulting, you know, there are also opportunities to support you on that. If you go now, I have to make sure I give you the right information on that piece. Let me just run through the company main website.com, not the .trade.com, actually also has like an intake form. So for people that have specific requests, specific projects, specific initiatives that they're thinking about, how do we position this? Which country needs the solution? How do we position our brand? A quick consulting 1 hour, 2 hours here and there. That's something we can do for them. I've also started receiving requests for coaching. So, for example, you know, for a group of people designing 5 weeks of coaching 1 hour here and there, because we want to grow people. We want to grow people that are savvy, that can, we can put them in a room with the right type of people, and something will come out of that conversation. Like that's you have to be playing that game now, and the people that are ready are the ones that are going to win, right? For us, we've been in this space, and now people tap on us. Governments, they reach out. It's like, hey, Toyin, this is what we're trying to do. How can you help us? And those are the things we do behind the scene. I don't Most of the time I don't talk about those things publicly, but what I've also realized is that if I don't give people an idea of what we do behind the scene, they don't really know how we can help them. Right. So that's why I've started sharing a little bit, right? A little bit, just to give you an idea of what it is we do. Um, Pata Mbella says, "Are we going to issue a certificate?" Yes, absolutely. We actually have a certificate of engagement. Like in the network, you can actually see what it looks like. There's actually maybe okay. I'll take note of that. Maybe I'll share it publicly as well, because if you're not a member of the network, you won't see that certificate. So there's a certificate of participation in the classes that we do, like the live engagement, the master classes, and it will have the seal. It will carry the seal of the company. It would also have a stamp as well. But depending on what country you're in, Pata, I think you said you're here in the US. Oh, you're in the UK. If we're going to ship that to you, then we might just cover the cost, especially because for the network members, the class is free. Okay. For those that are not part of the members, you're going to pay for it. But those that are part of the Trade with Africa members, we're offering that class free to them for your membership. But then if you want us to ship you the framed certificate, then we'll talk about what's the cost to DHL or FedEx it to your country, right? If it's US, it's really straightforward. But if it's international, you probably just cover that cost. I hope that helped. So certificate. So I've taken note of that. After this session, I'll publicly share like what that certificate looks like. Okay. What other questions do you have? I'm telling you, the excitement is real. I mean, for years now, we've been saying trade with Africa, but I tell you, it's never been as real as this. The conversations I get pulled into. I mean, was it early this week or last week? Now, my week runs really fast. I think it was last week when I was a featured speaker when it came to Latin America. So there was an event held in Bogota, Colombia, in partnership with a university in Mexico City, I believe. So they partnered, and I was a featured speaker. And what we were talking about is how can Latin America trade with Africa? So this is not about US, Africa. No, we're more. I mean, we started with trade with Africa, helping US companies engage. So that's not where we stay anymore. It's global. We're working with people. I mean, people from India reach out. I just, I really don't even know. There's a part of me because I'm coming from corporate. Um, we there's this reserved side where I don't share, but I'm realizing that if I don't share, people don't know. So there are conversations I'm involved in that is we're redesigning the world. We're redesigning cities, we're redesigning groups of people. Just yet, and then I'm torn between should I share, should I not share? Just yesterday, just talking to government officials and saying this is what we're trying to do. We have the leather industry, we have textile, we have apparel. We need to employ people, we need our youth, we have this. Then I'm saying, what commitment is the government putting in this? Are you committed? Whether at the state level or at the federal level, are you committed? I'm able to help you, but this is not a quick overnight thing, right? This is a journey, and I'm challenging them and I'm saying, hey, government official, I'm ready to work with you, but I'm only going to work with you if you commit, because this is massive. This is massive. And I ended up that conversation saying there are two things we're going to go after. One is the low hanging fruit. I can help you right now. Okay. Without federal government, because there's a lot of bureaucracy involved in all of those engagements, right? So I said, this is what we can do, and this is what I would do for you right now. But the real game changer is this: you have to commit to this. You have to commit to this. And this is what you owe your people. So those type of conversations, I have those things, and I just have to. I don't like talking about it. If you can't tell, I don't like talking about those. I just see them as private conversations. But again, that's why when people see me saying trade with Africa, and every single day I'm showing up and sharing, is because if you see what I see, if you engage the way you will be you will be running. You will be like alive. And that's what I'm saying. Get into the network. We are leave the train has left the station. We are moving fast. Are you coming with us? Are you joining us on this journey? This is not theoretical conversation. Oh, all those meetings, they'll say, oh, come and learn about business in Africa. No, this is, do you want to be involved in those transactions? Do you want to be the type of people where I tell you, okay, I've just negotiated this opportunity in this space with this government. Do you want to be an investor? Do you want to invest? What role do you want to play? That's what we'll be doing for this network. We're planning now for 2021. In 2021, we already have a subgroup called Trade and Investment Opportunities. And only those in that subgroup, we will be giving them opportunity, because as government people come to me and say, hey, we're looking for this, infrastructure project, da 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 da. This is what we're trying to do. Can you get us somebody interested in bidding for that? This is where I'm going to go first. This is my commitment. My commitment is to my network. So for those that are members of that network, those opportunities will go to them first. Only. If you're not a member of the network, we'll continue saying hi, hello. I'll be doing my chats. You'll be seeing us on YouTube. I'll be saying hello, but I'm not going to share opportunities like that without being in the network. So I'm being more transparent now. I'm sharing more things on my mind, but I tell you, this stuff is real. This is not theoretical. I'm not playing that stuff, right? When I tell you retail, I'm not just telling you retail. I'm showing you my product. I'm showing you the skincare line. I'm showing you my beauty line made out of shea butter from Africa. So I'm only going to tell you what it is that we've done. And those things take commitment. It takes years. This is not, oh, in, out. No. And even when I was talking to one of the government officials, I was like, hey, Nigeria, let me just say that, for example, you're so used to having oil that the way you deal with buyers in oil is not the way you deal with other items, right? Because if you're trying to sell your oil, the buyer, the buyer would do everything for you, meaning they cannot find it anywhere else because you're a rich nation. They're gonna they're gonna do anything you want them to do. They're gonna play ball. But when it comes to cocoa, cashew, textile, if you don't treat them well, they will go to Kenya. They'll go to Tanzania. They'll go to Mauritius. They'll go to China. They'll go to Bangladesh. They will go to Vietnam. They don't have to deal with you. And I told this in my one of my wrap-up messages to a whole lot of people. I just said, hey, this is it. When you and I go to a market to buy something, just putting it in an African setting. If you go to an African market, right? And you have your money in your pocket and you want to buy fish. If you go to a fishmonger, right? And I have to start wrapping up now because I'm joining a call right now, like I'm speaking at another event. But when you go to a market, right? You go in there and you're like, if the fish of the first person you meet is stinking, it's not your job to tell them how to fix it. You just move on to the next person until you find who will treat you well. And that's what we're telling to African nations. It's your duty to organize your market. Organize your market. And then for diaspora, get engaged. Join our network. We're going to help you prepare. On that note, I have to go so I can join my commitment to speak at another event. So hope to see you in the network. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, see you on social media. If you're not part of our network, we just keep engaging with people that way. So it's been an honor. I really do appreciate this opportunity. Stay blessed and bye.